Hi guys, welcome back to another piercing fail reaction video. What is the tea? What is the Darjeeling, the Lapsang Souchong, the Scalding Hot Assam, the Earl Grey? What shall I say is the tea? And welcome back to our favourite new series. That's it! I'm piercing shaming. Now don't worry, this is number 5 in this series, but you don't have to watch them in order. But I will put a playlist in my description so you can watch the rest. And welcome back to the channel. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Roly if you are new. Piercing, body modification, tattoo, weirdo, Reddit freak here on the internet. Subscribe to the channel. And something dramatic happened. I was shamed in this group. I'm not even clickbaiting. Genuinely, someone had posted something about me, which we will get onto. But yes, as always, please hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell, all the stuff. All my social media links are down below. But one quick note just before we do start, I am going to be having a big revamp over on my Patreon. And I'm going to be changing some of my tiers and introducing some very, very new exclusive stuff over there that you can't see anywhere else. I do currently upload uncensored and unblurred images and videos over there that I have to censor on my YouTube. But I'm also going to be introducing very soon exclusive reaction videos only accessible on the Patreon, and you will not be able to see them anywhere else. I'm going to trial run some different Reddits. I'm also going to be doing some TV shows that I can't put on this channel due to copyright. And of course, with that, I'm going to be introducing some things like birthday shout-outs and a little bit more just accessible stuff for you guys to have. So yes, thank you for everyone who does support me over on Patreon. I'm very, very excited to start this. I'm going to be shouting this out now a few more times in videos and things. Anyway, with all that being said, let's not beat around the bush and get on with these piercing, shaming. So, wait, what is that, an eyebrow? Oh God, look how good. Oh, God, this person's got like a wacky eyebrow, girls. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's chlamydia.
Oh God. Crust. Again, how have you, I don't know how you just leave it that long. Although I don't understand anyone leaving piercings, if it's like an area that you don't see as much, like the Rook piercing, like there's some crust on the inside and you haven't noticed it or something. Although I still say wash your piercings every day, like it's easier to understand maybe slightly missing 1 or 2 bits. But when it's something like this, when it's on your face, how do you miss that? I just haven't cleaned my piercings for like a week. That would never just build up overnight. So I don't know how you, it's on your head here, which again, one of my biggest icks in people in general is like, if you're visibly filthy, like not just like, you know, sometimes you get a stain on you, it's fine, it just happens, but like things like this, when you're like visibly dirty to that level publicly that people can see, what is it like where people don't see? Underneath your clothing, your feet, your like even just your chest, your back, anyway, like, and then especially like naughty areas, what must it be like in those areas? Because if you're so happy for people to see you that rotten, like here, what is it like where people can't see?
Like this.
Okay. Oh, what on? Wait, stop. Wait, I need to go back. Stop. Holy hell. That is wild. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to try to like carefully blur some things because it is a little bit too gooey. So this person has ear structures, and there's a reason why I'm pausing it, so it's easy to blur, because when it's moving, it's so much more difficult to blur things when it's constantly moving. This person has ear structures. I don't know the exact problem, but this is very, very representative of when you stretch your ears way too fast and they blow out. This person has like scabs, and just the skin almost looks like it's kind of rotting. This is his left ear, and this is the right ear. The entire ears are just absolutely effed. Do you know what's funny? When we watch some of these videos and we see that woman called the stretchy lady who loves to stretch earlobes way too fast, and I always say, we never see the results. We never see what happens. We just see immediately after, which already looks bad. But when you have blowouts and things like that, it takes a couple of days for you to really see the real effect when your body starts to properly swell and leak everything and everything. This is kind of what can happen when you really stretch and your ear blows out and your ear swells up and you don't take what you do, you don't fix the issue and you leave it all in. This is what can happen, and it is disgusting.
Nothing like this in any science book I ever read.
That is why, like, that's one of the worst earlobes I think we have probably ever seen. That's probably one of the worst earlobes, like one of the worst earlobes we have ever seen in my life. If you follow me on Patreon, you can see the properly unblurred stuff. I post all the unblurred stuff towards the end of the month. This is just disgusting. Like, absolutely vile. Isn't that vile? Normally I say, if things get a bit angry, just go back to your piercer, let them take a look at it, because they'll be able to advise you. With this, you fully need to go to A&E. This is like beyond the piercer's control now. Oh, God, I'm not sure about that. Like, okay, Jesus. There's something about it that's very like trypophobia. Okay. So, right. Okay. Let's just say it, shall we? So, as you would know by now, if you watched me for a while, a maximalist. I like everything so intense. As you can see, everything here is very intense. There's no space. Everything. My aesthetic is very intense and I like things. And I'm saying this is too much.
I don't like your earrings.
It just looks a bit, I don't know, it almost looks a little bit like pupae or some kind of bees kind of hive or something, like with the wasp eggs or something. There's something about it that feels a little bit body statury, but you can see in between, there's crust in this one here. When you've got so many piercings all stacked on top of each other, it is impossible without removing them all to clean in between them. It is too difficult to clean that properly. You would have to remove all of them to properly clean. To get underneath and behind them all, you just can't do it because everything's in the way. You could say, well, move it to the side, but the side has also got another piercing. You can't move things to the side because the side is already taken up.
Everybody's touching me!
You can see now why there's like crust on this bit here. And I can imagine like in these bits here, like underneath, there's probably crust like stuck to the actual jewelry underneath it. I just think it's too much. Again, leave it off, girl. Do what you want. If this makes you happy, wonderful. It just looks gross. It's, for me personally, it's just way too much. As I say, I've got a lot of ear piercings, but you can individually see each of them. They're not overlapping. They're not on top of each other. You can see the individual things. This with it all being on top of each other and overlapping and clashing is just, I just think it's too much. And it kind of gives me, yeah, because it looks like holes or some sort of like swarm of bugs or something. There's something, it just looks like bug eggs or like eggs or something. Oh no.
What the hell is going on with your eggs?
Found, oh God, they tried to, oh my God. Oh my God. Do you know, I think I might have seen this a little while ago. It's hard to tell sometimes with the scabby ears. It's hard to necessarily remember what you have and haven't seen. I think I may have seen this. I'm not sure. Look at the gunk on the inside here. That looks like foliage. It looks like... do you know that looks a little bit like pond scum? Do you know? Sometimes you see in a pond and it's got this sort of like scummy stuff on the top. It's like moss and it's like it kind of looks a bit like wet bog moss in the ear. Disgusting. But look at that's just like full of hair. Yeah, I feel like I have seen this before. I can't remember. I mean, it's fine. It's been sent to me again or whatever. But like this, wow. The hair wrapped around the piercing. I don't get it. This is one of these things that just take your piercings out. You clearly are not going to like care for them. And this forward here, this sort of upper sort of helix here, it's got a hoop on it. You can see that the skin's raised here around it as well. Some people just shouldn't have piercings. And it's not even because their body doesn't like them. It's because they can't be bothered to look after them. I don't get it. That ear must smell. Like the inside here, this like golden honeycomb scum, like pond scum in the ear. It's just going to be rotten, girls. Vile. Stinky winky, my Rook is bleeding, I'm dead.
Well, I wish you'd do it more quietly.
So wait. So there's earthquakes happening. Earring piercings. Sure, earring piercings. $10 for all May. Like, it's been very clear now to me over the years doing this that America does charge more for body modification, and that goes for piercings and tattoos. I'm not sure about other things because there are some things that are legal there that isn't legal here. They tend to charge more. So when I see something that's cheaper than what the UK charges, it's not just a red flag. It's a red gazebo. It's a red circus tent. Okay, should we watch the $10 ear piercing? Toilet roll, where is this? Just in someone's, of course. Oh, no gloves, they can't afford the gloves. If it's only $10, they can't afford the gloves. Oh God, look at you can see the dirt. I know the quality's bad. You can see the dirt in the nails. Like that's not just like part of the nail, that's dirt underneath the nails. Oh God, let me turn this on, there's music playing. This is absolutely vile. $10, all of me, yes, you get what you pay for. And then they're like, I don't know why my ear is rotting. Maybe because you only paid $10 for an ear piercing at Sissy Studio. This didn't have any information on it as to where it was. The username has been taken out, so I can't see exactly where it is to look them up or whatever. But yeah, earring piercings, $10 for all May. All of May, wonderful. Jesus Christ, why? What is the point? What you do not need to be someone like close to someone's face like that. Be like, Ellen, do your ear piercing. Let's zoom into your nose.
You've got a nose on your face.
Oh God. Okay, I already think I can tell. It's gonna be one of those ones where this bitch uses the same needle twice. Okay, so music. Turn the music off. Copyright stricken. Oh God, yeah. Look at the way he's like bending this person's ear. Oh, stop it. Oh God, the trauma to this area before the piercings even started. That bottom half of the ear, I didn't know. Oh, Jesus Christ. You can tell it's not the right shaped ear because you could already see how much this part of the ear is like protruded, like how much has kind of pushed it out to the side. That is vile. Industrial piercing. As I said in the last one, this whole notion of using the same needle twice just because it's one bar is so stupid. You would never use the same needle twice if you went to the same person and got a tragus and a rook, or a tragus and a lobe, or a helix and a conch. They would never use the same needle twice. So why, just because it's one bar, they think it's suddenly okay to use the same needle twice? It's just balmy. It's the sort of out of touchness of like then filming yourself and uploading it to your page and thinking everyone's gonna be like, yeah.
You stupid bitch!
Absolutely. What? Can we just get a... La la la. Just don't know what's going on. Silly old Sandra. Wacky Sandra. Yeah, this is just ludicolo. Absolute ludicolo. Absolutely ludicolo. And the way, look at the way that like she's like bent the ear. Like this is, you should, when you're doing a piercing on someone's ear, you shouldn't have to like bend the ear like this, which is another reason why you would do the first one, get another needle, hold the bottom half, give it the proper support it needs so it doesn't bend like this when you're doing it. How you have your piercing pierced to begin with, and then how you sort of treat it in the next couple of weeks. The very beginning stages of your piercing is like essentially like 99% of how good, and same with tattoos, how good it's going to heal and how likely it is to heal. If you have a piercing in the early days and you constantly keep banging it, your hypertrophic scar potential keloid levels, it just drastically increases. And same with tattoos. If you have a brand new tattoo and the first week you're scratching it, you're rubbing it, you're like picking at it, the ink dropout is going to be wild, and more likely your infections, like it's going to heal really badly. Doing this at the very start, you're just saying, hello, I'm not going to heal, reject, keloid, scars, death. I've said it once and I'll say it again.
I hope you die!
Oh my God, surface barbells I make myself and move around as they slowly get rejected. Usually have 4 to 6 at any given moment. Naval was done by a professional. Oh God. Right, okay. Surface piercings as a whole are temporary piercings. No one ever, like if you're ever going to get a surface piercing, any young people, I feel like older people would know this by now, but any younger person watching this, I would say, if you're going to get surface piercings, I wouldn't say I'd not do it. I say get dermals. They're better nowadays. I feel like surface piercings with like surface bars, slightly outdated. I mean, people still do it, it's fine, but I would say get dermals. Know that they are temporary piercings. Like if you're going to get surface piercings, for the majority of people, they are temporary. They're going to be problematic and they're going to reject over time because they're going on a flat surface where it really shouldn't be. So to have that already, but to then connect a chain that goes from all of them around is balmy. The idea of like accidentally catching one of those chains on something and ripping something out of your stomach, like ripping the bar out of your stomach is... It's actually making me a bit crazy. But the fact that like surface barbells, I make myself and move around as they slowly reject, usually have 4 to 6 at any given moment. These people are unsavable. To say something like that, like, oh, I just moved them and they start to reject. It's like, come on, maybe you just shouldn't have them. But maybe just don't do it. I don't, because look down here, look at the hips. These hips look angry. These don't look very happy. The way that it's like bulbous up, it doesn't look like it's been done with proper, like this isn't a surface bar. This looks like either it looks more like a curved or at least a straight bar because the way that the skin is raised. Jesus Christ. So, oh, what? Deep cleaning my surface tragus piercing. Wait, what? How on earth did you get that inside your skin? Like, I understand being able to get it through your ears. How did you manage to get that sort of cleaning floss stuff they've got inside your surface piercing? How did you... That looks so alien. That looks so... How did you get that in?
Witchcraft.
Unless you used like a cannula needle or like a cannula tube, fed it through with the piercing, but you had the string on the inside and then pulled the bar through the like the cannula needles, like the bar bit through. I don't know how you managed to get that inside. What? I don't feel like doing this with a surface piercing as well is a good idea. And irritating on the inside. I've not used any of this sort of like piercing floss, cleaning floss or whatever. I'm pretty sure most of it is just like dental floss and they've just rebranded it. I'm not sure doing that's a good idea. I don't feel like doing that inside a surface piercing is a good idea. That's going to cause it to like get irritated on the inside. And like, what? Ludicolo girls. Oh, not too quick to hurt. Jesus, how many more times are we going to see these people? So they're getting an anti-eyebrow piercing.
Where's that tape tool?
Okay, sure. Come on. Wait, what the heck? Are they... I mean, are we surprised? We've seen these people a few times. Are we surprised? They're putting a curved... That looks like a belly button piece of jewelry. They're putting a curved barbell inside a surface piercing. This should absolutely be done with a surface bar. Look how much she's pulling on that piercing as well. That's literally a belly button bar. Like a bar, like the kind of jewelry you put in a belly button. That is way too big on the face. I'm sorry, how much is she... This piercing not healing. The amount of trauma that this piercing's already had just from being like pulled. This is literally for a belly button. This type of jewelry is literally you can see it's smaller on top and large on the bottom. This is literally meant for a belly button. In a surface piercing on the anti-eyebrow, that is... I mean, I've seen these too quick to hurt people way too many times. That was in no way, shape or form quick. What you just did then, nothing about that was quick. And that absolutely would have hurt this guy. Absolutely would have hurt him. That is belly button jewelry. Because, you know, most belly button jewelry, it's the same. You put the smaller on top but the big one on the bottom where it sits inside the belly button. This is literally a belly button bar. It's too big. This is too big. This is too big. And the shape of it is going to put added pressure by like leaning against...
Boy, I'm getting mighty sick of this.
Someone's commented, too quick to hurt. It took like 10 minutes. Someone says, is the band-aid on the other side an oopsie? Because it looks like they've got a band-aid here, or plaster as we call it in the UK. Do you think they had something go wrong here? Like one of these go wrong? I don't know. This is wild. That is wacky. And here we go. Veronica has commented, looks like a belly ring in the face. It's absolutely a belly. That is absolutely a belly button jewelry. Awful. Your swelling is going to eat that in your face. And the thing is, she was pulling it. Again, when you muck around things with the eye area, you need to be careful. Just completely inappropriate. And like how long it took to do this, like too quick to hurt. You're telling me that this didn't hurt? You're telling me this didn't hurt? Look how much they are pulling on this. You're telling me it didn't hurt? No, absolutely not. Look. Just pulling down on it, like yanking it. What? Look. The audacity to still use your quote, your sort of like saying on your channel, too quick to hurt, and have that. Oh, God. Wacky. Oh, is this the throwback, isn't it? Jesus Christ. So this is that really heavily pierced man. Now, we had this guy on my channel, I want to say maybe like 3 years ago, and he was in a video, like I think it was like extreme piercings or something. I don't actually really remember. And I was like, do you know what? Sure, it's not really my style. Like it's some of the bars that he's got in his body are quite wild. Like look at this one here. That's like obviously never going to heal. I would assume, because I also, when I put this on my channel, I don't know how old this photo actually is. It could have been from years and years ago. I would assume, assuming it was a few years ago, this was on my channel to begin with, that some of these ones in the forehead, like this one here, has probably rejected now. I don't know how you comfortably like wash your face. If we look around the nose area, like this, the nasolang piercing he's got here, it does look a bit crusty and sort of like just a bit gooey. I know the photo quality is not amazing. Some of them do look a little bit shifty, and I just go, I don't know how you comfortably wash your face with all, like so much like basically like pinhead with all of that stuff just like sticking out. I don't really understand. I found it annoying enough when I had my eyebrow pierced, was sleeping and accidentally knocking it. I've had it done twice now, and accidentally knocking it, just an eyebrow piercing. The idea of having this all out of your face, surely like if you're just even lying on the side, because they're on the side of his cheeks here as well, surely if you're just lying on the side, you would constantly be like pushing. And maybe he changes them when he goes to bed, but that's a lot of piercings to like change around every single day just to go to bed. I don't have anything negative like necessarily about him as a person. Sure, live your laugh, girl. I just find it a bit wild that you could have this much. I think it's very different when you're heavily pierced over the face with normal like studs and cones and stuff, but to go to this level where everything is so big and so protruded, to me just makes your life seem incredibly difficult.
You're always making things difficult.
So, wait, hang on. Music! Sorry, wait. Having a smiley piercing is so fun without a dumb bitch in my ear telling me it's damaging and gross. What? Wait, what? What just happened? I'm so confused. What?
What on earth was that?
So this person's got a smiley, but that's on their tongue. How is it on their tongue? I'm confused. What? But it's in their smiley? Have they just put like a barbell in their tongue, like a curved barbell, and just pretended they're taking it out? I think that's what they're doing. I don't think, like, what? That's really confusing. Because like that's not connected to anything. And then they sort of do that. I think they've just got like a horseshoe bar, and they're like, sorry, it won't come off my face. The joys of having cats, just got the fur all over your face. The thing is, having a smiley piercing is so much fun without a dumb bitch in my ear telling me it's damaging and gross. I mean, I don't think smiley piercings are gross, but you can't just deny reality. Like, smiley piercings are bad for you. Like, the way that they rub against the gums in the front of your teeth. You can't just do this and be like, la, 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 it's not true, because it is. And of course, there'll be some people who had smiley piercings for ages. They're not good for you. Like, they're not good for you. Oh, Jesus, what's that? Oh, God. Saw this man in another piercing group. Why have you got... This is what I mean. I've said this a little while ago before. I was like, I don't understand. When someone wants to be really heavily pierced, they want loads of piercings, I don't understand why they're so happy just to have, like, all of it the wrong jewellery. Like, everything here is wrong. Like, they have them all down here. Why would you not put surface bars or even curved bar? I mean, don't put curved barbells on surface pieces, but like even curved barbells would have been a better option. But you've gone for the worst of the worst, where you've put straight bars in piercings. And again, the reason it's so bad when you put straight bars is because with surface piercings, like properly, it goes down and then under, so it doesn't like force the skin to like face upwards. But when you put a straight bar, what you're doing is like, because the ball's on the end, like, it's the balls will sit on the skin, and the middle bit where the bar is raised up, which then pulls the skin up. It doesn't sit underneath the skin. It's like pulling the skin up, because of course the bar doesn't sit on the skin like the flat surface. It's the balls that will, and the bar is in the middle of the balls, which will raise the skin, which is why it's so bad, which you can see here. You can see the ridges on every single one, whereas normal surface bars, you won't see a ridge over the top because it's properly sitting underneath the skin. I don't know what's going on with this ear either. Is this a bar? Like, what is this ear?
Gout.
I don't know what's going on here. This is probably one of the most confusing ones I've ever seen. What is going on with this ear? What's going on with this ear? Is this a long bar going through like some kind of skin? Like, is this skin over a bar? Piercing detectives, please let me know what is going on. What's happening? I wish that I could change the weather. Oh, what? Hook me, daddy. Oh, so they've decided to connect themselves. Oh, I think they're going to be suspended. Look at the thing in the middle. Are they going to be suspended like this? Oh, painful, painful, painful. That must hurt so much. This is the thing. But although, you know, I've made my feelings on suspension very clear, it's not for me, but like, it's the pain. I can't imagine the pain of hanging. And this person's got tattoos, like just piercing through the tattoos. Sia is found crying and shaking. I'm gonna swing from my forearms, my forearms. I'm not even gonna really try to attempt to sing like Sia. What the hell? Is this normal? And this, oh God, no, sis. Oh, you can see it. Hang on, wait. Let me pause it. So this person has an industrial piercing. They're pushing their ear back, and you can see in the center, there's like this line here that's going up. And essentially, this person doesn't have the anatomy for an industrial piercing, and it's been done too far, like into the flat. So it's pushing onto the flat, which is what mine did back in 2009 or whenever it was. I got mine done the second time. If you don't take that out, if you look, you can see the line as it's like line. You can see it here. Again, it's bad quality. I don't know how it's going to take up after editing and stuff, but you can see the line here. Because mine was done like that the second time, my flat part of my ear eventually ate the actual bar, and I had to pull it out of my ear. I'm now left with like a little scar. You can't see as much anymore as you used to, because obviously it's been like 10, no, more than, when did I take that out? 2010 time. It's been 15 years since I take it out, so my scar's hidden a bit more now, but I have a scar in my ear sort of going up the ear where I had to like rip it out of my flat. Not many people can have industrial piercings. It takes a very specific type of anatomy to be able to get industrial piercings, and unfortunately for the majority of people, we just don't have the ear rim to do it. Out of all the friends I've had over the years, I think only maybe one person was able to have an industrial piercing and have it heal properly, because people just don't have that anatomy very much, and you just have to accept it. Unfortunately, some things aren't for you. Body piercers also need to accept that they're not going to get that paycheck. Deal with it and stop effing people over, because now could potentially go and tell, I went to that studio over there, you know, whatever, piercing pussies, and they did it wrong, and now multiple people won't go to you anymore because you've just done this. So Bad PR is bad PR. Word of mouth can kill a business. Stop doing this because you're gonna F yourself over.
Well, she deserved it.
So quickly to address the new drama in my life. So there's a person on this page. I've been using this page now for, I've shouted out That's It, I'm Piercing Shaming many times now. There's a person on this page who's using this page and they posted a link to some of my piercing jewelry. So I've got a piercing jewelry line with Alpha Body Jewelry. I've used them for a long time now. We've done many different collabs over the years with me like doing shout outs for them and doing piercing looks and stuff. And now that I do have my own piercing line, which you can check out in the description, this like little cat, for example, is my little globby wigs. And this person's called Rachel Holmes. And they've said, imagine building a whole persona around shaming people for their poor piercing decisions and then putting your name to this trash. If people don't already know he's the Brad Mondo of piercing, surely they'll wake up to it now. First of all, is Brad Mondo problematic? I don't follow his career. Has he done problematic things? I feel like, what? I always thought Brad Mondo was kind of good. And they've put a photo to this jewelry here, which is my teapot and cup Septum bar, and they were basically just bitching because it's not like basically solid gold and it's externally threaded jewelry. And she was like, basically like some people were getting involved in this, and like some people were being like it's fine, and some people were being, I've screenshotted loads by the way, and I'm gonna make it in a hate comment video. I don't want to go too far down the comment section of this just because I'm going to save them for a hate comment video. And basically was going like just replying to people being like, he's the worst and generally doesn't know what he's talking about. And they were like replying to loads of people and like basically just talking shit about me, saying how awful it was and I was a really bad representation, I'm a fraud, and basically just saying everything under the sun. And what I find so interesting, they was like saying about how awful it was that I was promoting externally threaded jewelry in my thing and telling people that it's okay to use and stuff. I've been very open with my opinions when it comes to quality of jewelry. I prefer to use externally threaded jewelry. Piercing, I can't remember the top of my head, but half or more of the piercing stuff that I have on my piercing line is internally threaded because I know some people prefer internally threaded jewelry. I prefer externally threaded jewelry. This, for example, which is the little game controller D-pad, that is internally threaded. But for some pieces of jewelry, like the septum piercing that I have, the teapot and teacup, because it is a front-facing piece of jewelry, it's a lot harder to make this internally threaded. So if you can kind of see on the back, the bar kind of goes into these little pockets, and it's like an externally threaded piece of jewelry, and it's a teapot and a teacup on the front. There is absolutely nothing wrong with using externally threaded jewelry. Yes, when you get fresh piercings in a piercing studio, the majority of piercing studios, at least where I've been and from what I've seen, will use internally threaded, because on brand new piercings, it genuinely works better to have internally threaded piercings because of the ridges on it. When it's a new piercing, when you put the put it through, the ridges can irritate the piercing. But on completely healed piercings, it's absolutely fine. This outrage that this person has on this page to try to cancel me is completely, utterly just absurd.
Do you often cry at night when you're alone?
I'm completely open with all of this. Yes, this isn't solid gold, of course. Like, I want to make it also affordable for my audience to be able to buy my jewelry. And as I said, when you have brand new piercings, they should use top tier quality material because it can be irritating if it's not. But once your piercing is healed, you can use many things. This person went on again then to bitch about me and talk about acrylic jewelry. I don't really wear acrylic jewelry. It's very rare. I've not really worn it for many years. But like, you can still wear acrylic jewelry if it's not on brand new piercings, as long as it's on healed piercings and you keep it clean. And of course, with acrylic jewelry, they have a lifespan. Please replace them after 6 months. One person was saying things like, oh, he shames people for using externally threaded jewelry. I have never in my life shamed someone for using externally threaded jewelry because I use externally threaded jewelry. And I've never hid this from you. I've never hid this from you. I've always said that I prefer externally threaded. It's never been a secret on my channel. So I don't know what, again, it's just fake outrage, but it was so funny to see like me posted in this That's Piercing, and even someone commented being like, I'm pretty sure he's in this group. And I was like, yes. And I replied to him like, yeah, I'm here, girl. No matter what you do or say, there are going to be people who will follow you, and no matter how, like, they will instantly jump at a chance to attack you or to belittle what you do, call you a bully, call you anything. And it's like, there's, you know, she also went on to talk about how I'm now an expert on tattoos just because I've got tattoos. I'm like, I don't need to be an expert on tattoos to know that buying tattoo machines off the internet, just doing this in your arm is a bad idea. If that's, again, you're just blabbing stuff. You clearly, because she's replying to a lot of people who are really talking shit about me. This person just clearly has some sort of like a vendetta against me.
Suck my left nut.
Jesus Christ. Look at, have you ever seen bumps that big? Like these up. Also, like, what is this strange jewelry that you've got in your Rook piercing? What is this? Is it meant to be like you can get like spirals sometimes, but it doesn't look like a full spiral. I don't even know what's going on with that Rook piercing. That's another story on its own. But this, Jesus Christ. Like, the thing is, if you want to use acrylic, you can use acrylic if you want. I use acrylic sometimes. Like, it's not the best quality of stuff, but like it's doable. But you have to not have the bar acrylic. Like, have an actual metal, have the inside at least a metal bar, and put balls on the end of that acrylic. Don't use the actual bar acrylic. Really, unless, I mean, if your piercing is fully healed, it's not as bad. As I said before, you know, we talked about the whole jewelry thing a minute ago with the whole piercing shaming thing anyway, that woman. But like, I don't feel like this was probably put in a healed piercing. For a healed piercing to suddenly go like this, there has to be something like really wrong. Like that, unless you've like ripped it open, putting it in or something. It's a fully healed piercing isn't really going to go like this unless something really bad has happened. This isn't just going to happen because you've just changed your jewelry. You could have had a severe allergic reaction, but you've got the same kind of jewelry in the Rook, and like, although it's weird, the Rook piercing doesn't look heavily inflamed and massive, which to me says this wasn't an allergic reaction. I feel like you probably put that bar in an unhealed piercing, and that's why this has happened. Please go to a doctor. Again, this isn't piercer's level now. This isn't go to a piercer and let them have a look. No, this is go to hospital. Like, go to A&E, because you are... Someone's gonna die of a piercing infection, bleeding out, and now they're on the floor. Miss Lingos is suddenly being very vocal. Hello, Miss Longitudes. You need the purring? Need the purring? No, she's like, no, put me down.
This man really said the nose ring removal is a major improvement.
The nose ring removal is a major improvement. Okay.
Thanks for reminding me to put it back
God.
in before the hole closes. I was honestly considering retiring the septum ring, but not anymore. One thing about me is that I'm oppositionally defiant. If that hole had entirely closed up, I literally would have shoved a needle through my nose again. Just despite all the septum ring haters, because...
I mean... I like, as a clap back on myself, I understand someone was being a bit stubborn and being like, if someone says something, you're like, no, I won't do it, girls. But like, to keep a piercing you are going to remove because someone said it looks better without it seems a bit strange to me.
What do you mean, brother? You think I pierced it myself my sophomore year
Why are you
of high
putting
school just to
ear
accept
piercings
a
in it?
backhanded compliment like that 10 years later? Also, when forcing jewelry back into your piercing, a little tip for you is to lube it up a little bit. It'll glide.
Okay, let me make something very clear. Do not, in any circumstance, use CeraVe moisturizer to lube up your piercings. That can irritate. Like, please don't use CeraVe moisturizer to lube up piercings. Like, just...
right in. I've had this piercing out since December, so an earring would fit easily, but my regular septum jewelry was a little bit of a struggle. But
well, this is the thing, especially as well if your piercing is like closing over as well, where the skin is going to be slightly stretched open again as well. I didn't think about that because she's not putting it back in a piercing that's completely like open like normal. She had it out and it's closing, so you have to stretch it open a little bit. Like, let's not use CeraVe. You're gonna give yourself real infections with that, girl.
this ain't my first rodeo. Also, everyone's been talking about the rise in conservatism in fashion, and that comment made me reflect. I was like, wait, am I falling into that trap? I need to fix this immediately. I need to keep my rebellious side alive. 16-year-old me that hid this piercing from my parents for years would be kicking and screaming if she knew I was getting rid of it. All is right in the world again.
Yeah. But what's that? Wait, someone shared this in another group I'm in, clip from the show Cheaters. And it's a person with a thumbtack in their eyebrow? What is happening? What? And he's trying to find this TV show and see what the hell this is. He's got like a thumbtack in his eyebrow. What? What's happening? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Do you know what? You live your life, girl. If you want to be known as the guy, a cheater, I was too young to be... I'm not saying every single person has to know, obviously, the ins and outs of the piercing industry. Obviously not. I feel like surely you don't need to be that well informed to know that maybe a thumbtack through the eyebrow isn't a good idea. We've seen people pierce things with thumbtacks, but like even people like that don't keep the thumbtack in the ear or in the piercing. They change it out, even though they're not changing it to anything better either. Don't be silly. Music, right? So this person's getting some sort of tongue piercing. What? Wait, what? A vertical scoop? Have you ever seen a vertical scoop? What? Scoop piercings, or frog eyes, are basically surface piercings that go sideways on top of the tongue. So snake eyes go at the front, and scoop and frog eye piercing, whatever, go like on the flat bit, like toward, the actual center. I don't think I've ever seen one vertical. The thing is, when it comes to your tongue, because of how much it moves and you speak, putting surface piercings on your tongue is like one of the dumbest things you can do. There are many places that are absolutely fine to have surface piercings that, yes, will be temporary, but it's fine. Like, as long as you go in the knowledge that it's not going to last in your body very, very, like, for a long period of time. But there are some places like the tongue that is just the dumbest place to put a surface piercing because of the constant movement, the swelling that can happen. Like, especially like if you look here, these balls are like directly onto the tongue. Your tongue is notoriously awful for swelling when you get piercings there. Your tongue is going to envelop those balls. There's no question about it. No, sort of like, oh, maybe not. No. Your tongue is eating that ball, like those balls. Like, get those balls out your mouth.
Get those nuts away from my face.
Get those nuts away from my face. You're going to eat it. Your tongue will swell. That's one thing. But because of the constant movement, your tongue is going to push that out so fast. And like, I don't think I've ever really seen like a tongue scar proper from like, we never really see the outcomes of these in long terms. I've seen like someone who had their tongue pierced, they've got like an indent where the tongue used to be like a normal piercing. I don't think I've ever seen like the scars that come from stuff like this, because of course it's going to reject eventually. No one tends to post the after effects of it. What a scar on your tongue would look like if it's like vertically down or like as a snake eye, like on the front. Would it scar like a normal part of your body where it's kind of raised? Sometimes it can like scar really badly, so it's like quite bumpy. Could potentially like hypertrophic scarring or keloid. I don't know how the effects of that would be on a tongue, but doing surface piercings on the tongue is just stupid. I guess it would restrict your movement to like roll your R's, like, I guess. I'm trying to think of words now you say where your tongue rolls backwards or forwards rather than sideways. Hello, I guess because that, yeah. I guess actually it would. I've never really focused on individual words or sentences that move your tongue in a very specific way. But God, this is just, there's no definition or description of who this is or where it's come from. But where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Intense tongue piercings. This person's got lots of piercings over their tongue. I can't even get one. So seeing this, I'm like, oh, she's gonna die. But this is one of those things. 1 or 2 tongue piercings, fine. There's always the chance of it chipping your teeth, and that's going to happen. I feel like if I had a tongue piercing, I probably would have bit down it quite a lot, because that was the very first piercing I was going to get when I was 18. To have this many on your tongue, again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I just refuse to believe that this A doesn't chip the out of your teeth. Especially because so many of them like towards the edges. I refuse to believe that none of this chips against your teeth. If we look at this person's, we can't see it in this image, but if we actually looked at their teeth, I bet they've got multiple parts where like the enamel has worn away a little bit on the inside, like maybe gums have receded a little bit down on the inside. Also, I refuse to believe it doesn't affect the way you talk. If you have this much on your tongue plays such a huge part of your enunciation, words, how you speak. Like, I just refuse to believe that this doesn't affect how you speak. Also, it's very strange how you've got like these 2 green ones in the middle and then this other one's kind of on the off side. I wonder, like, are these like surface piercings? Like, I don't know which ones are surface piercings or which ones are like going through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 34. There's a 15. So it's an odd number. So some of them will be going down and some of them will be surface piercings. Yeah, I don't know how what ones of these works, but it's just, to me, this just opens you up to so many problems in the end. It just opens you up to so many problems. 1 year I did it. My precious finger piercing, it's fully healed. Jesus Christ. To be fair, the fact that you were able to heal this, I'm actually quite impressed. It happens sometimes. You know what? You live and laugh, girl. It's the fact that like it's a straight bar. So because of the way that it will sit on the finger, it's not sitting underneath the skin. It's like lifting rather than sitting under the skin, it's like in place where the skin is. So now the skin is raised over the bar and like being pulled up. You can see the lump. It looks like you can see the bar underneath it, like lump pushing the skin up. I'm needed in the base, but oh God, rogue jewelry found in the wild. That is so, wow, God, Jesus Christ. Look, I understand that piercings need to be big, of course, to accommodate for swelling. That's an obvious. That's not accommodating. Well, no one's ear is going to swell that much. That is going to cause you way more problems to have a bar so big. Anti-tragus piercings are notoriously problematic. I've had mine done since 2009, and even now, sometimes it gets irritated, and I just don't know why. This one piercing, I don't have issues with any other of my piercings, my anti-tragus, now and then just decides it's like, I'm here, girls. And it can be really annoying. So the fact that she's got this in her anti-tragus, and it looks like a thick, I would always say get something like 1.2 at least, just to like minimize this, like, the bigger the hole you get, the more area that needs to get healed. It opens yourself up to slightly more difficult healing. So I've downsized mine from 1.6 to 1.2 to help it like be a bit happier. And this looks thick. You are in for a wild time. Oh, so this person's getting a tongue piercing, and they're very, oh, wait, what? Oh, that's literally just the video. She is shocked to high heaven. Jesus Christ. Tongue piercing, who is afraid, view her face, piercing inspo. What, she does look shook to the core. She's like, what just happened, girls? Ludicolo. Okay, so this person's got a tongue piercing, and oh, it's like off center. God. Okay, so this person, right. The thing is, obviously this is on a piercing shaming group, but the thing is, sometimes your tongue piercing, I mean, this could have just been done really badly. I am someone who cannot have their tongue pierced because my veins are too big. The piercer did say to me that she would be able to give me a tongue piercing, but it would be at a weird angle. It'd be slightly lopsided, not dead center, because of how my veins run in my tongue. Everyone's different. Some people can get them, some people can't. I ultimately said no. If it was not going to be in the center and look perfect, I don't want it. So this could have just been done slightly off center because of how, it's hard to tell in this video. Like, I'm not going to pretend I know the ins and outs of the vascular vein capillary artery thing of the tongue. I know that it's a dangerous piercing you can get if you do it wrong, but like, I can't look at this and go, oh, this is why you did it. That possibly could have been a reason why it's lopsided or like on the side, because I feel like if I got mine done, that was probably where it would have been. I personally don't like the positioning because I think it looks strange being off center, unless you've got like venom piercings where they're like here and here going down, like that can look cool. But yeah, with this, this is probably what it is. Or it could be the piercer just had no idea what they were doing and did it off center. Like that, I don't know the exact story, so I can't make assumptions. Oh God, okay, I know what this is without even having to read the caption, but the caption says, found in a pregnancy group I'm in, that looks painful. Look, I totally understand what it's like sometimes when you love a piercing, but you don't want to take it out, and it's annoying. I get it. You're having a baby. Your baby should be #1 priority, right? Not worrying about keeping your belly button piercing. Please, if you have a belly button piercing and you're pregnant, your stomach is going to grow and it's going to look bigger. And the idea of having to change your maternity bar every couple of months or every month or so to make it bigger and bigger, obviously as your stomach gets larger, just take the damn thing out and get it re-pierced when you had the baby. Just don't go through the hassle of doing this. Also, you open yourself up to like loads of infections that can happen as the piercing stretches. Like, look, if we actually look at how the belly button piercing looks here, take away the bar, for example, but just look at the whole, that doesn't look like a normal piercing, how piercings normally look. That looks strange. Piercings don't look like this. The way that the skin looks really stretched open and over it, wrapped over this bar, that's not a healthy piercing. That looks like you could honestly just pull this bar through it. Like the skin can like sort of flip up and you could just, pull the rest of this ball underneath it. It doesn't even look like it's being held in properly. Oh, there's someone at my door. Get off my property! Take out your belly button bars. Just get it redone when you're finished. Done at my local shop that's always advertising their deals. Oh my, look. I can't even look at that. It makes me feel so violently unwell. Well, guys, we're well and truly aboard that trigger train today, speeding down the railway, about to crash over a cliff and plunge to our deaths. Bye! Oh, and my back check, Jesus Christ. Oh, squat for Jesus. Oh, Jesus loved a good raw dogging the Last Supper table. Oh, Jesus loved a good peach. Oh, Jesus loved to get piercing shamed. This has been a lot. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for the love and support you do give me. Yeah, this has been absolutely wild. Barmy girls. These new little monthly segments of That's It and Piercing Shaming is really fun. I really enjoy doing these, so I will definitely be carrying these on. These have actually become the most viewed content on my channel, like the new version of the piercing fail stuff. So thank you to everyone who's following and support this channel. As I said, make sure you go check out the new Patreon merchandise. I got new merchandise, but I do have new merchandise actually, youbettermerch.com. But make sure you go check out the new Patreon. I'm going to be starting, I need to work it out exactly my schedule is going to be, but there will be new videos a couple times a month, completely exclusive to you guys, where we look at new Reddits I've never done before. We look at new TV shows, other content, and we have like a polls. We'll do opinion posts being like, can this be a main channel series? Can this be something we really do? You guys can decide that and help me really figure out what, we go doing forward. So yeah, thank you for all the love and support. Patreon links down below. I am actually filming this on Patreon changeover day, so all the names and everything are a little bit messed up. So the shout outs and everything will continue in the next video. But thank you so much for everyone who is currently a Patreon. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love and thank you to all your love and support. It genuinely really means a lot to me. And after 7 years of being a YouTuber full time now, it's wild that I can still do this as a job. And I truly love what I do. And I'm so glad that we're able to have a massive community here on the internet of just, fun, excitable, energetic people just having a laugh. Drama sometimes. It's just fun. So thank you so much for keeping my dream alive. And anyway, please make sure the like button, subscribe, notification bell. Be fabulous, be amazing, be gay, be everything you want to be, and don't let any bitch or the tell you can't be you. Why is that? Get you a flawless girl.